And it's going to be a very important session regarding I'm going to just read out what is it all about. Developing the leader within you. Fabulous article it says of one of our most favorite author, John Maxwell. My desire is to all of them, those who prefer or has vision, able to accomplish the work of a leader. Whenever I make that statement, listeners are tempted to change it to almost everything. This is what I know. The effectiveness of your work will never rise above your ability to lead and influence others. Leadership is not reserved for born leaders. Leadership is developed, not discovered. Born leaders will always emerge, but to stay on top, natural leadership characteristics must be developed. Work will never rise above your ability to lead and influence others. Leadership is not reserved for born leaders, leadership is developed, not discovered. The definition of leadership: influence. Ask 10 people to define leadership, and you will probably get 10 different answers. After 50 years of observing leadership, I have come to this conclusion: leadership is influence. That is nothing more, nothing less. Leadership is the ability to obtain followers. Both Hitler and Churchill were leaders. While their values were very different, each had followers. Therein lies the problem. Most people define leadership as the ability to achieve a position, not to get followers. Therefore, they go after a position, and when they get it, think they have become a leader. My goal with this book is to help you accept leadership as influence, that is, ability to get followers, and from that point, help you learn how to lead. Each of us is influencing others and being influenced by others throughout our life, and we never know how much we influence. The real issue then is not whether you will influence someone, it is what kind of influence you will be. We can increase our influence and our leadership potential. Understanding the levels of leadership will assist you in increasing your level. The 5 levels of leadership development. Level 1: position rights. Know your job description thoroughly. Be aware of the history of the organization. Relate the organization's history to the people of the organization. Accept responsibility. Do your job with consistent excellence. Offer creative ideas for change and improvement. This is the first thing of leadership and first level of leadership. Next is level 2. It's regarding the permission or relationship. Possess a genuine level love for people. Genuine love for people. Make those who work with you more successful. See through other people's eyes. Love people more than procedures. Do win-win or don't do it. Include others in your journey. Deal wisely with difficult people. Level 3 is production or results. Initiate and accept responsibility for growth. Develop and follow a statement of purpose. Make your job description and energy an integral part of the statement of purpose. Develop accountability for results, beginning with yourself. Know and do the things that give you a high return. Communicate the strategy and vision of the organization. Become a change agent and understand timing. Make the difficult decisions that will make a difference. Level 4, people development, reproduction. Realize that people are your most valuable asset. Place priority on developing people. Be a model for others to follow. Pour your leadership efforts into the top 20% of your people. Expose key leaders to growth opportunities. Be able to attract other winners, producers to a common goal. Surround yourself with an inner core that complements your leadership. Level 5 is about personhood oblique respect. Followers are loyal and sacrificial. You have spent years mentoring and molding leaders. You have become a statesman, consultant, or sought out by others. Your greatest joy comes from watching others grow and develop. You transcend the organization. So, are you a leader or a follower? The key to leadership is priorities. There are two things that are most difficult to get people to do, to think and to do things in order of importance. Success can be defined as the progressive realization of a predetermined goal. This definition tells us that the discipline to prioritize and the ability to work toward a stated goal are essential to a leader's success. They are the key to leadership. So, years ago, I learned about the Pareto's principle, also known as 80-20 principle. Simply put, it means 20% of your priorities will give you 80% of your results if you focus on them. Identifying those 20% is a key to being effective. It's also the key to working smarter, not harder. Some basic truths and about priorities. Priorities never stay put; they continually shift and demand attention and need to be reevaluated regularly. So you cannot overestimate the importance of practically everything. The mundane steals much of our time. The group of old people were asked, if you could live your life over again, what would you do differently? The top answers: I would reflect more, I would risk more, I would do more things that would live after I am dead. The good is the enemy of the best. Too many priorities paralyze us, so we must learn to identify what is really important. All true leaders have learned to say no to the good in order to say yes to the best. So we must learn to identify what is really important. All true leaders have learned to say no the good in order to say yes to the best. The most important ingredient, that is integrity. The dictionary defines integrity is as the state of being complete, unified. When I have integrity, my words and my deeds match up. I am who I am no matter where I am or who I am with. Sadly, integrity is a vanishing commodity today. Integrity is not what we do so much as we are, which in turn determines what we do. Our system of values is so much a part of us, we cannot separate it from ourselves. It becomes the navigating system that guides us. We are all faced with conflicting desires. Integrity is the factor that determines which of those desires will prevail. Your influence will grow as people place their confidence in you. The more integrity you demonstrate, the more credible you will be, and the more people will allow you the privilege of influencing their lives. Integrity is important for several reasons. Integrity builds trust. It might be self trust. You have to believe yourself. So, whatever you say, whatever the little or the biggest thing you have said, try to commit to that. Otherwise, don't say it. You have to commit to it. So, integrity builds trust. So, it's so important. The word which comes to your mouth, that's very important. Next, in order to be a leader, a man must have followers. And if to have followers, a man must have their confidence. So, as a leader, if you are identifying yourself as a leader, you have to follow your own words and you have to stick to your words. To have followers, you must have their confidence, and therefore, supreme quality for a leader is integrity. Integrity has a high influence value. According to a survey of 1300 senior executives, integrity is the human quality most necessary to business success. Integrity facilitates high standards. Leaders must live by high standards than their followers. People often focus on the perks of leadership, but the truth is the rights decrease and responsibilities increase. As you climb in an organization, too many people are ready to assert their rights but not assume their responsibilities. The integrity results in a solid reputation, not just an image. Image is what people think we are, integrity is what we really are. All of us have known people who are not the same on the outside as they were inside. Thomas Macaulay said, the measure of a man's real character is what we would do if we would never be found out. So, integrity means living it myself before leading others. We can't lead anyone else further than we have been ourselves. Too many times we are so concerned about the product that we try to shortcut the process. But there are no shortcuts when integrity is involved. Integrity helps a leader be credible, not just clever. Leaders who are sincere don't have to advertise the fact. It is visible in everything they do and soon becomes common knowledge to everyone. Integrity is a hard won achievement. Integrity isn't given in someone's life, it's a result of self discipline, inner trust, and decision to be relentlessly honest in all situations. If you want to grow in integrity, you need to pursue feedback from those who know you. Ask them what areas of your life they see as consistent. You do what you say, and what areas they see as inconsistent. You say, but don't always live. So, leader managers, as we all know, leaders as managers are long term thinkers who see beyond the day's crisis and the quarterly report. Interests in their companies do not stop with the units they had. They want to know how all the company's departments affect one another, and they are constantly reaching beyond their specific areas of influence. Put heavy emphasis on vision, values, and motivation. Have strong political skills to cope with conflicting requirements of political constituents, of multiple constituents. Don't accept the status quo. They don't accept the status quo. Knowing to do a job is the accomplishment of labor. Showing others is the accomplishment of a teacher. Making sure the work is done by others is the accomplishment of a manager. Inspiring others to do better work is the accomplishment of a leader. Integrity means living myself before leading others. The ultimate test of leadership, creative positive change. Creating positive change. When you are through changing, you are through create, creating a climate for change. Leader must develop a trust with people. Leader must make personal changes before asking others to change. Place influencers in leadership positions. Develop a meeting agenda that will assist change. Encourage influencers to influence others informally. So the people how the change will benefit them. Give the people ownership of the change. Change will happen. Not all change is improvement, but without change there can be no improvement. It's never too late to change. The quickest way to gain leadership is problem solving. Four common reasons why people do not perform the way they should. They do not know what they are supposed to do. They do not know how to do it. They do not know why they should do it. There are obstacles beyond their control. We all have problems. Problems give meaning to life. People need to change their perspectives, not their problems. Many outstanding people have overcome problems in their lives. A problem is something I can do something about. A test of a leader is the ability to recognize problem before it becomes an emergency. You can judge leaders by the size of the problems they tackle. Solve task problems quickly. People problems will take longer. Make a time commitment to people. Never solve a problem for a person. Solve it with that person. The problem solving process. Identify the problem, prioritize the problem, define the problem, talk to the right people, get the hard facts, select people to help you in the problem solving process, collect problem causes, collect problem solving solutions, prioritize and select the best solutions, evaluate the solution, set up principles or policies to keep problems from recurring. The extra plus in leadership is attitude. Life is 10% what happens to me and 90% how I react to it. We are responsible for our attitudes. The leader's attitude helps determine the attitudes of the followers. The pessimist complains about the wind. The optimist expects it to change. The leader adjust the sails. The six stages of attitude change. Identify problem feelings. Identify problem behavior. Identify problem thinking. Identify right thinking. Make a public commitment to right thinking. Develop a plan for right thinking. Develop your most appreciable asset, that is people. The three levels of people work skills. The person who works better with people is a follower. A person who helps people work better is a manager. The person who develops better people to work is a leader. Principles for people development. Value of people, attitude. Commitment to people, time. Integrity with people, character. Standard for people, vision. Influence over people, leadership. Successful people developers make the right assumption about people. Everyone wants to feel worthwhile. Everyone needs and responds to encouragement. People tend to become what the most important people in their lives think they will become. People tend to become what the most important people in their lives think they will become. People buy into the leader before they buy into his or her leadership. People do not care how much you know until they know how much you care. Most people do not know how to be successful. Failure is the opportunity to begin again more intelligently. Most people are naturally motivated. What motivates people? Significant contributions motivates people. Goal participation, recognition, clear expectations. What do motivates people? Don't belittle anyone. Don't manipulate anyone. Don't be insensitive. Don't discourage personal growth. Successful people, developers ask the right questions about people. Am I building people or am I building my dream and using people to do it? Do I care enough to comfort people when it will make a difference? As I listening to people with more than my ears, am I hearing more than words? What are the major strengths of this individual? Have I placed a high priority on the job? Have I shown the value the person will receive from this relationship? We both need to be getting an equal good idea, a good deal. The 10 commandments of confrontation. Do it privately, not publicly. Do it as soon as possible. This is more natural than waiting a long time. Do it as soon as possible. This that is more natural than waiting a long time. Speak to one issue at a time. Don't overload the person with a long list of issues. Once you have made a point, don't keep repeating it. Deal only with actions. The person can change. Avoid sarcasm. It signals that you are angry at people, not at their actions, and may cause them to resent you. Avoid words like always and never. They usually detract from accuracy and make people defensive. Present criticisms as suggestions or questions if possible. Don't apologize for the confrontational meeting. Doing so distracts from it and may indicate you are not sure you had the right to say what you did. Don't forget the compliments. Use what I call the sandwich in these types of meetings: compliment, confront, compliment. People development principles. People development takes time. People skills are essential for success. People skills are essential for success. Be a model that others can follow. Leaders must care for people before they can develop them. Be a model that others can follow. Leaders must care for people before they can develop them. People developers look for opportunities to build people. The greatest potential for growth of a company is growth of its people. The greatest potential for growth of a company is growth of its people. Successful executives admitted their mistakes and accepted the consequences rather than trying to blame others. Okay. Successful executives admit their mistakes, accepted the consequences rather than trying to blame others. They were able to get along with a wide variety of people. They had strong interpersonal skills, sensitivity to others, and act. They were calm and confident rather than moody and volatile. Listen well enough to lead through their eyes. Relate well enough to communicate with their hearts. Work well enough to place tools in their hands. Think well enough to challenge and expand their minds. The principal causes of unrest among workers are failure to give credit for suggestions, failure to correct grievances, failure to encourage, criticizing employees in front of other people, failure to ask employees their opinions, failure to inform employees their progress, favoritism. The qualities of winners. Winners are less sensitive to disapproval and rejection, they brush it off. Winners are less sensitive to disapproval and rejection, they brush it off. Winners think bottom line. Winners focus on the task at hand. Winners are not superstitious, they say that's life. Winners refuse to equate failure with self worth. Winners don't restrict thinking to established rigid patterns. Winners see the big picture. Winners welcome challenge with optimism. Winners don't waste time in unproductive thought. Become character driven instead of emotion driven. Okay, those closest to the leader will determine the level of success for that leader. A picture of a winning team. Winning teams have a great leaders, pick good people, play to win, make other team members more successful, keep improving. Things winning team members need to know what is expected from each one, that each will have an opportunity to perform, how each one is getting along. The guidance will be given where each needs it, that each will be rewarded according to his contribution. So excellent leaders keep control of the big three, that is finances, personal, planning. Excellent leaders avoid the seven deadly sins, trying to be liked rather than respected, trying to be liked rather than respected, not asking team members for advice and help, not asking team members for advice and help, that is sin. Thwarting personal talent by emphasizing rules rather than skills, not keeping criticism constructive, not keeping criticism constructive, not developing a sense of responsibility in team members, failing to keep people informed, failing to keep people informed. The indispensable quality of leadership is vision. All effective leaders have a vision of what they must accomplish. That vision becomes energy behind every effort and the force that pushes through all the problems. With vision, the leader is on a mission, and a contagious spirit is felt among the crowd, until others begin to rise alongside the leader. Given that, the most common question I get is, how do I get a vision for my organization? This question is crucial. Until it is answered, a person will be a leader in name only, while I can't give you a vision. I can share the process of receiving one for you and those around you. Look within you. What do you feel? What burns inside you? Keeps you up at night? What do you feel passionately about? Look behind you. What have you learned? A person without experience sees a vision idealistically and thinks that vision is enough by itself. A person with experience knows there is more to it. People buy into the leader before they buy into the vision. Look ahead. What is the big picture? The question often separates leaders from managers. Leaders are concerned with the organization's basic purpose, why it exists, and what it should achieve. They are not preoccupied with the how to or nuts and bolts aspects of the organization. Look above you. What does God expect of you? Great leaders often sense a high calling that lifts them above themselves. Look beside you. What resources are available to you? A vision must be greater than the person who has it. Experienced leader is always looking for others to make the dream come true. The leaders continually passes on the vision to those who come around, knowing that dreams, if presented right, are contagious. Once a vision is developed, the next step is to communicate it. According to survey reported by Leadership Magazine, communicating a vision is one of the most frustrating areas of leading an organization. But leaders who effectively communicate vision to their followers achieve far more than those who don't. So, the key is to communicating a vision. Come alongside the people you are leading and let them see your heart, cultivate trust, be transparent and patient. Patient is second, that paint the picture for them. The picture for them. Don't just give out information. Help them see the vision with vivid descriptions, stories, and practical steps they can take to make it happen. Put the things they love in the picture. If what is important to people is part of the vision, they will buy into it. Vision is empowering to the leader who has it. The leader with a vision believes not only that what he envisions can be done, but that it must be done. And conviction is contagious, bringing other people along who together can make it happen. The price tag of leadership, self discipline. I define discipline as the beginning of life as the choice of achieving what you really want by doing things you don't really want to do. After successfully doing this for some time, discipline becomes the choice of achieving what you really want by doing things you now want to do. All great leaders understand that the number one responsibility is for their own discipline and personal growth. If they couldn't lead themselves, they couldn't lead others. Leaders can never take others further than they have gone themselves. Personal discipline can be developed. The earlier you start, the better what you are going to be tomorrow. You are becoming today. It is essential to begin developing self discipline in a small way today in order to be disciplined in a big way tomorrow. Pick an area to start on and work on it for 60 minutes before you go on to another area. Get books and tips to motivate and instruct you. Ask someone who has the right to hold you accountable for it. Celebrate your success. Remember, having it all does not mean having it all at once. Start small and concentrate on today. The slow accumulation of discipline will one day make a big difference. The most important lesson of leadership, staff development. The growth and development of people is the highest calling of leadership. Those closest to a thought the leader, those closest to the leader will determine the level of success for the leader. Developing winning team is the most effective way to impact the world, and a team will always have a greater impact than an individual. Winning teams have great leaders who create the right environment for success. They intentionally boost the self esteem of their personnel. They know and attend to people's basic human needs. Effective leaders keep control of the big three. Any leader who wants to play an active role in all areas of organization may be tempted to take on too many responsibilities. However, three areas are crucial to the leader's authority and success. Finance, because the finance staff is a prime means of exercising executive control in any organization. Personnel, because the selection of people will determine the organization. Planning, because the plan determines the future of the organization. Excellent leaders avoid the seven deadly sins. Try to be liked rather than respected, not asking team members for advice and help, thwarting personal talent by emphasizing rules rather than skills, not keeping criticism constructive, not developing a sense of responsibility in team members, treating everyone the same way, failing to keep people informed. So, winning teams pick good people. To do this, you need to know what kind of person you need, what kind of qualities should they have in their life, what the job requires, and what the potential staff member wants. When those things line up, the stage is set for a winning team to emerge. First of all, winning team pick good people. To do this, you need to know what kind of person you need, what job requires, and what the potential staff member wants. When these things line up, the stage set for a winning team to emerge. When I read a Maxwell book, including Developing the Leader Within You, now take the same approach. I do not conference as I attend. I don't try to keep track of everything. I simply try to find one or two good ideas or an insight or insights that I can grab hold of and apply, and I let the rest of them go for another time. This round, I have been particularly struck by two things. First is the importance of attitude. We all hit really difficult times, and it is so easy to sink under them or play the victim card rather than rise above them. But it's our choice. We can't control what happens to us, but we can control how we respond. This makes all the difference in our ability to rise above any circumstance and continue moving forward. So, hope you will help you all those who are willing to keep leadership qualities. Thank you.